Hey guys, it's me Nico, and it's the spooky month. Now, where have I been? Oh, you know, cutting the grass, making videos, and cutting the grass. Why did I say cutting the grass twice? Well, because it's a big ordeal. Cutting the grass is a big ordeal and takes at least 3 days to do each time. Now I know, you're probably saying, wow, you must have a big front yard. No, actually, it's it's normal sized. It's just, well, if you couldn't tell by the reflections in my glasses, there's a lot of stuff that needs to be moved every time I cut the grass. How much stuff? Well, let me show you. I figured what better way to start out than with the blow molds, the tombstones used in the TV show Stranger Things, which I now have a full set of. 3 years, baby, and I finally got them. We got the ghosts that are barely on screen for 3 seconds, the skeleton that you can actually see on screen for 3 seconds. We got this guy that you see in the middle of the screen for 3 seconds, and then you got this guy, which was the last one it took me to find. Spent a lot of money on him, and Jesus, it took me forever to find, but I got him. And then, of course, that guy, which is also barely on the screen for 3 seconds. And we got the rest of the graveyard, you know, like Beetlejuice's tombstone, that guy, which had to be completely rebuilt. This sign, which I added this magnificent black post to. A tombstone. A ghost. And Billy. Then we come over here to the pumpkin patch, and we got a few pumpkins scattered around on the floor. A few things from 1969 and 1969 again. Good year, I know, right? 69, bro. And then we got a few pumpkins that I bought because one was cheap and one was in a bundle with another thing that I wanted for $100, and I bought it. And that one was 30 bucks. Wait, no. That one was $5. That one's the bundle. Sorry. They're the exact same one. And it's, you know, get a little confused sometimes. Then we got the ghosts, which all have names, by the way, except for that one. His actual name is no name. His name is Raymond. Back there is Desmond. His name is Giddy, and that one's Skid. Don't you love it? Those guys also have names, but we're not talking about those guys. Now moving into the street, we are looking at the front display if my phone decides to focus. There we go. Starting off with my oldest inflatable out here, Jack Skellington. Obviously, he'd be my oldest, because, you know, my favorite character in the whole wide world. Then we come over here to Shock, Lock, Barrel. They are out of order. Then we come down here to the second oldest inflatable out here, Sally. Now onto the side that has newer stuff, we got Jack Skellington from this year, Pumpkin King from who knows how long ago, Pennywise from this year, Mr. Midnight, who I don't even know how old he is. All I know is that my good friend gave him to me, and now he's part of my display every single year, even though the mice think he's a bit of a snack, if you know what I mean. And by a bit of a snack, I mean they like him, apparently. And then we have Michael Myers, obviously this year. We got Snoopy, which was Bonnie's favorite character, so obviously I had to buy at least one Snoopy inflatable, because she would have loved it. Then we got Oogie Boogie, which, by the way, I like the fact that he has like a mouth and you can kind of like put your hand in it, or like you can kind of like make him talk and say things like blah, 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 blah. You know, that's kind of fun. Oh, and by the way, this display is in front of this display, which is in front of that display, but we're not talking about the display yet. We gotta go back there first. But before we go back to that display, we gotta talk about these displays. So, this is one of the oldest inflatables I have, but I didn't have it longer than that inflatable. So that inflatable I still count as my oldest one, even though this one's older, and it's from 2005. So, isn't that fun? Here's another newbie from Target this year. I saw it, and I was like, wow, pumpkin and I love pumpkins, and it's just adorable. So, you know, I had to get it. Anyways, let's walk past that one and get back to the, well, not the biggest one I have. The biggest one I have is 20 feet tall, and it's laying on the ground because it's broken at the moment. Isn't that freaking wonderful? Anyways, the biggest one I have at the moment is this 12-footer. 20-footer stands all the way up there. You see the top of my house? It stands about that tall. So, sadly, it's non-functional right now. We got another blow mold, a giant hand I bought this year from Lowe's. Jack Skellington head, which has a cool light coming out the back, which I shine at Sally. I named her Sally because she's on a swing, and swinging Sally, you know, it just... there's no reason. I just called her Sally, and then I was like, oh, it starts with an S, like swinging. So that's fun. Then we come over to here, to this pitchfork, and holding it is Harold. I made Harold, and he's just cool. I like him a lot. He's got a full head of hair, even though in the movie he doesn't, but in the book he does, so he has a full head of hair. Basically, I combined the book illustration with the movie, and I got this. Then we got this giant pumpkin, which was part of that bundle I was talking about earlier. Don't you love that bundle? We got one of my rarest and most hardest to find decorations, this jack-o'-lantern. I can't even find images of it online. Then we got my Jack Skellington and Oogie Boogie blow molds. Apparently there's, you know, big ones somewhere. I wasn't able to find those. I found these ones, thinking that these were the only ones in existence. Nope. So now I gotta find those. There's Clyde on top of his pumpkin, which is basically it. You know, you see how white it looks right now, but if I get closer, it's red. Well, it's only red because there's a red light bulb in him. It's actually completely white. Then we got Marge over here, looking as fly as ever. This is my last blow mold I've ever gotten, and it will continue to be my last blow mold because I am done collecting vintage blow molds. Let's get a better look at Marge. Oh yeah. She was not cheap. Not cheap. Not cheap at all. We got Michael Bublé. I want to die. And then we got all those pumpkins up there, which I so carefully placed. Let's just get a little darker on them. There we go. Then we got Dracula, and then we got Freddy, and then Frank, or Frankenstein. Ooh, Frankenstein's monster. Ooh, the book nerds are angry. And then we got her. She's never been named. Oh, and then my rare spider decoration that broke. It's supposed to light up. So yeah, that's what I've been doing for the past, who knows how long. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know anymore. But that's why it takes forever to cut the grass. So remember, kids, if your Halloween display is one of the best in the world and the greatest in the world, and no one's decorations come close to your decorations ever because you are the greatest, it's gonna take forever to cut the grass. So yeah, that's where I've been. Questions, comments, concerns, leave them down below, and I'll eventually get to them. And by eventually, I mean I'll read them. I think I blew a fuse. What a perfect way to end this video off, shall we? Well, I'll see you guys eventually. I'll be going to the basement to turn the power back on now. Later, taters.